So today we hear about a dragon whose whole purpose is to destroy the landscape of our lives. If you think about dragons with their fire, sometimes there's ice dragons too that just pour out freezing cold. But if you look around the area where a dragon is, a lot of times there's no life. All there is smoldering embers or frozen land without anything blooming. Is that a very happy place to live? No. No flowers, no fruit, no green, just ashes and ice. A long time ago, there was a dragon came to the people of Mexico called Quetzalcoatl, a feathery serpent. And many, many sad things happened. And the people of Mexico had a land that didn't have any more flowers. Do you think they were sad? But one day, a wonderful lady came. You know who that is, right? You were just mouthing it. Who is it? Mary, the wonderful Virgin of Guadalupe. She came, and through talking to Saint Juan Diego, all of a sudden, she showed Juan Diego where there were flowers. Even though the whole place was without flowers, all of a sudden, roses bloomed in the middle of winter. Isn't that amazing? Something that's beautiful about roses, though, is that you have to get really close to them to smell how beautiful they are. Can you smell the roses maybe right now? I can't even from here, and I don't have a stuffy nose, but if I bring these roses closer to you, would you guys like to smell them? Okay, take a big smell. Can you smell them? Yeah? What's that? Oh, they have thorns on them. You don't want to touch those ones. Okay, very true. Yes, they can have thorns. That's right. Okay. Now, I can't go around to every single person, but maybe after Mass you can smell them. Can you smell them now? But you could smell them when they came close to you, right? You can smell them when they're really close. And they smell so beautiful, don't they? So Mary's teaching us something really important, is that Mary wants to teach us how to look for roses and how to smell them. And the way that we do that is we have to get close to them. Because a lot of times we might go through the landscape that's filled with dragons, and maybe we can't really see any roses because they're little. If I were to put a rose right out into our field out there, you probably couldn't see it from here. And I bet that you couldn't even smell it from here either. But if someone took your hand, like Our Lady of Guadalupe, and said, let's look for the roses, and you came closer and closer and closer, and then you get to smell them, doesn't it lift your heart to smell them? When you see them too, doesn't it make your heart smile? So Mary does this by bringing us to Jesus. Remember in the gospel today, we heard Mary had Jesus inside of her. Jesus is that special rose. Did you know that? Jesus is the rose that blooms in winter because, you can't really see it very well, but on Our Lady of Guadalupe, if you look really close on her dress, there's lots of flowers. But there's one special flower right here where Jesus is inside of her, and that is a flower that says, whoever that is, he's the King of Kings. He's the one that will push away the winter and make it always Christmas. So Mary knew that her cousin Elizabeth was getting ready to have a baby. Do you know who that baby was going to be? Yeah, John the Baptist, Jesus' cousin. And so Mary runs to her cousin. And it says these words. It says, when Elizabeth heard the sound of Mary coming close, saying hello, the infant in Elizabeth's womb, what did he do? He danced. Isn't that cool? Imagine like a little baby just dancing inside their mom. Maybe you guys danced inside your mom. Maybe. So John the Baptist came very, very close to that rose because wherever Mary goes, guess who's inside of her? And who is Jesus? Jesus is he's the King, and he's the rose that's hidden and has a beautiful smell. But the dragon wants us to believe that we can't smell those roses anymore. And Mary says, I'm going to show you where to look for roses in the winter. So we can think of sometimes winter in our own life can be kind of a tough time. Have you ever had maybe in your own heart, it sort of feels like maybe sometimes there's flowers that aren't really growing in your heart? Kind of sad times, kind of times where you don't really feel happy. Well, Mary, in the message of Our Lady of Guadalupe, she wants to take our hand. So whenever we pray the rosary, whenever we come to Mary, she takes our hand and she says, I want to show you in the midst of that winter in your heart right now, I can show you where to look for roses. I can show you where to smell those roses. And I can help you, like St. John the Baptist, dance, even in the midst of winter. So ask Our Lady of Guadalupe today, Mary, help me to find roses. Help me to find Jesus. And bring me really, really close to him so that just like John the Baptist smelt the fragrance of God and danced, we too can smell the fragrance of God at work in our own lives and dance.